my siblings and I decided that we want to have an impact on people that are diagnosed with Parkinson's today. How can we create a better life for them today? So what we did.
So today we have my great friend here, Jeff. I cut Jeff's hair a couple weeks ago and I noticed his sneakers, and that triggered off a huge conversation that I totally had to have him on my podcast here. So thanks, Jeff, for coming today. I appreciate it.
Always excited to get a hot shave.
and tell us why are you wearing those sneakers? Because those sneakers are really cool. And that's what triggered our whole conversation. So why do you wear them?
So ironically, it's my father's 87th birthday today, and he was the inspiration behind these speakers. 12 years ago, my father was diagnosed with what was called essential tremors, which led into his full development of Parkinson's. And as his Parkinson's progressed, and created some challenges in his daily life, he was seeking medical care, and my dad, as a retired surgeon, was seeking some medical care to see how he could mitigate some of the erratic movements. And with Parkinson's, there's two types of movements. There are tremors, which can be controlled through medication, and there's another type of movement called dyskinesia, which are the erratic movements that there is no cure or medication for. So what ended up happening is my father reached out to the University Hospital in Cleveland, Ohio, where he and my mother had a relationship with some of the folks there because they donated some artwork. And from that relationship, they further explored what's called DBS, deep brain stimulation surgery.
Okay.
And what deep brain stimulation surgery is it's about a 7-hour, very directed surgery that they put implants inside of your head below the surface. They put a wire down the side of your neck and a control unit on the right side of your chest. And about 3 months after the surgery, when all of the healing is completed, they turn the unit on through the use of a laptop, and for simplicity's sake, what they do is they are able to control some of the dyskinesia, the erratic movements, which has been really life-changing for my dad.
Wow.
My dad lost probably 60 to 70 pounds prior to the surgery because his body was still in full motion.
Okay.
And after the surgery, 3 months later, lo and behold, he went in, and he's a changed man. And from that surgery, my parents decided to start their own, what's called the Babish Family Fund at University Hospital.
That's your last name, right?
That is
Babish?
Yes. Where they want to funnel dollars to the fund to create a better experience for those dealing with Parkinson's. And at the same time, my siblings and I decided that we needed to do something on our own to support our father. I was reading a book at that time about a gentleman who was a Green Beret, an Army Ranger, and it was called You Can't Hurt Me. And the gentleman's name is David Goggins.
Yes.
So David also did a 100-mile run out, I think, in the Mojave Desert.
Right.
So I said to my siblings, we're going to do a 100-mile walk. Well, that was a little bit of an undertaking, and what we did is we decided to make it a 24-hour walk. And all of my children, my sister's children, and my brother's children all call my dad Papa. So we decided to name this 24-hour walk Papa's Path. And this year in August, we will be doing the third walk, and we raise money for Parkinson's. And we have created our own 501(c)(3), along with having the Babish Family Fund at University Hospital. We have Papa's Path as our own charity. My sister, Amy, who's a little bit younger than me, is kind of doing this full time. We work at creating a fun walk for 24 hours. The first year, me personally, I walked about 72 miles in a 24-hour stretch without stopping. We did it in October, and we had rain, snow, sleet, and hail. So I think that prohibited me from really getting the maximum number of miles.
Right.
So we moved it the second year to August, and I was able to walk 84 straight miles in a 24-hour period. Our immediate family walked 377 miles.
Wow.
Year one, we had about 200 walkers. Year two, we had about 600 walkers. So we're gaining momentum. And if you look at the logo of Papa's Path, when my dad was several years younger, he did geometric painting on canvases where he would lay down the tape and then create different colors and blocks. And that's where the logo was inspired from. And that's where we get the colors of the vibrant colors of our logo. And it's really cool. So the walk, like I said, year one, we had about 200 people. Year two, we had about 600 walkers. And then the last 3 miles of the walk, we finish or complete the walk where my dad had the surgery at University Hospital. And we have food trucks and DJs, and we just really make it a celebration of crossing the finish line another year with Parkinson's. So it's been a great experience. It's brought our family together. It's brought a community together. And in addition to that, we're starting to expand our outreach. Next week, I have a meeting in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ironically, both my parents are from Michigan, with a hospital up there to see how we can integrate what we're doing as we move forward. So it's been really just a wonderful, wonderful experience, and it's great to see all the people that we touch. The other thing that's really, really neat is that when you're doing or creating this type of charity, most of the charities that we've run into are about raising funds, which you need. It's part of what is needed to keep your charity moving forward.
Right.
However, my siblings and I decided that we want to have an impact on people that are diagnosed with Parkinson's today. How can we create a better life for them today? So what we did is my father has about 14 instruments, or what we call tools, that he has used in his journey with Parkinson's to help him adapt to everyday living. One example is the noodles that we often use when we swim in the pool and we float on.
Right.
There's a smaller version of that, and what we've done is we've cut those into very small strips, and we put them on the end of utensils so that my dad can grip utensils easier. So we've created our own what's called Adaptive Living Toolkit that we sell. It's on our website, papaspath.org. And we sell those, and the money goes back to either our charity to buy more of these boxes, or we donate some of the funds to University Hospital. And we also donate those boxes. If somebody that's supporting our charity says, I want to buy 10 boxes, and I want the profit from those 10 boxes to be able to buy 20 boxes, they'll buy 10, we'll give them to whoever they want us to give them to, but the other 10, those will come out of the fund that they have contributed to. So we're also donating boxes to those that may not have the resources to be able to purchase them.
Nice.
So we're trying to touch as many people as we can, first within our local community, which is in a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio. And secondarily, we want to start expanding or broadening our reach to those around the country that may need some additional help and support. In addition to that, my sister and I have offered up our services, and when I say services, I really mean our time, for families that may have recently been diagnosed with Parkinson's, that we can get on a Zoom call and just share with them from a non-medical perspective of what they can expect, the emotions that you go through, the range of challenges that you may encounter, and quite frankly, how do we ease their transition into their journey with Parkinson's. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience for us. It's brought our family closer together. It's brought our community closer together. And really hats off to my sister Amy, who's taken this on full time. All of the money that we raise, 100% of it goes back into our fund at University Hospital or back into our adaptive living kit, or our boxes, I call them. So we're really doing it out of the passion and a commitment to our Father, who has created a wonderful life for us, for our children, and is just an incredible patriarch of our family and the inspiration of everything that we do.
Nice.
So that's kind of our story. We're excited about this third year that we're coming into. We hope to have over 1,000 walkers. We're actually going to be, at midnight to, the 6 a.m. is when we're more challenged, when you get tired.
Yeah.
So we're going to have movies out there and more food trucks and coffee trucks, and we're really going to make it a celebration of the life with Parkinson's. So we're excited about it.
And where is this going to be?
This will be in Beechwood, Ohio, at the Beechwood High School.
Okay.
The superintendent of Beechwood High School is a gentleman named Bob Hardis, who I've had a relationship with for several years since my kids went to high school there. And I was a very involved parent on the booster side and the athletic side. And Bob has just been a wonderful friend of our journey with Parkinson's. So
Nice. So can you give us a little backstory on your father?
Sure.
What he did for a living and where you grew up?
Yep. So we grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, in the suburbs. I was raised with 3 siblings. I've been blessed to have incredible siblings, incredible parents. My father is an oral surgeon that really trained and practiced oral surgery for well over 50 years. He was really a pioneer in the implant industry within oral surgery, traveled all over the world, lectured, was involved with universities in Asia, trained students that came over to Cleveland from Asia and from some of the universities over there. And just, he's written, I think, 12 or 15 books over his career.
What are those books? Related to his industry?
Yeah, correct. For oral surgery.
Okay.
And again, just a wonderful, wonderful father, wonderful husband. He and my mother have been married 63 years.
Wow.
This July it will be 64.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. My parents met as camp counselors in summer camp in Michigan, and the rest is history. My father has always put an emphasis on education. When he was growing up and didn't have the means to go to college, my mom's father put him through college and said, "This is not a loan, this is a gift. And all I ask is that you do the same for your children when it comes to education."
Wow.
And he's lived true to that.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
We've been blessed to all get out of schools and education without having loans or owing people money, which has been absolutely wonderful. And life is good. Life is good. They spend half the year up in Cleveland and the other half down here in Boca Raton. They've had a home here for, I just turned 60 on 9/11, so I would say all of 50 years they've had a home down here in different areas of Boca or Delray. We absolutely love this area, and
That's cool.
get down here as much and as often as we can. They've developed wonderful friends down here, we've developed friendships and friends down here, and just I hope to retire down in Boca Raton.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, does your dad know the cost of being a dentist these days? My dentist told me it costs like $700 to $1 million
So
to be a dentist these days.
I don't think he realizes the magnitude. However, my significant other, Jody, who we've been, will be together 5 years on my birthday this year. That was our first date. Between Jody and I, we have 4 boys. I have 2, she has 2. Next week, we are going to Chicago where her son matches. He's getting out of medical school. And by the time he's done, I know that that's roughly $100 and some thousand a year just for the medical school, and then the residency and the living costs, and so you're upwards of $600,000-$700,000 to become a doctor today.
That's crazy.
But it's a needed profession, and I think back in the day when my father was going through it, I don't think it was even close to that. But I think when you get to be 80, 85, sometimes you don't really care what those things cost.
Yeah.
And it's not something that's on your radar. But my father certainly understands the cost of things today.
Yeah, they just set the bar really high.
Yes.
It's just harder. The barrier to entry is really high now.
Well, it's not only the economic side of it, it's the grades and all of the extracurriculars that go with it. And whether it's an accountant, a lawyer, or a doctor, I think the challenges are all relatively the same.
That's right.
And I think the younger generation today has got some real challenges, like my kids and your kids, that they may face with education and finding jobs and finding the right career.
Yep.
But there's no hurry to find a career.
I wanted to ask you, this medical procedure you're talking about,
Yes.
is it related to autism as well?
I am not aware of it, but what I have heard is that DBS surgery has had some other positive impacts with addictions as well.
Okay.
And I believe on 60 Minutes that I had seen where there was a gentleman struggling with some addictions, and they did a similar procedure to DBS.
Okay.
Where they reprogrammed some things, and he was able to kick his addiction through that.
Wow.
Now that was, in the test phase, and I don't recall, I believe it was 60 Minutes that had that segment on it. So I was really taken back by it, and I shared it with my father, who did say that he had heard something similar. So my hope is that, just like Ozempic, where the original intent was about diabetes, it has had some greater effects, and I'm not a proponent, or I'm not advocating for or against Ozempic,
Right.
but many times in the medical profession there are ancillary or secondary cures or fixes that come about through the use of medication. So to me that's pretty exciting if DBS can help others out there above and beyond the Parkinson's world.
Nice. So what's a good example how the charity has helped maybe somebody with Parkinson's? What certain experience sticks out to you?
So, the shoes have been a catalyst for conversation for me.
Right. Especially for us when we first met.
Correct. I've run into some folks and they've asked me about them, and then they'll say to me, well, I have somebody in my family with Parkinson's. And immediately I get their address and I don't even think twice.
Nice.
I'll mail them an adaptive living kit. And I had a letter from one lady.
I want to show the hat.
I had a letter from one lady who wrote back to me and was really impressed.
This is the hat you send out, right?
Yes. So,
There we go.
papaspath.org again.
Boom.
There you go. After a wonderful haircut.
After a head shave, right?
Yeah. Feels good, doesn't it? So, I got to get you one of those hats.
Yes.
but in a black one like that.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
All right.
A fedora. I want a fedora.
You want a
with
fedora?
Papa's path. Yes.
All right, you got it.
Please.
I will get you one. Go to work on it.
So cool. So you've been impacting them through
Through
your gifts,
our gifts,
and then you provide resources, right? If they need help.
Right, non-medical support and non-psychological support, just a family wanting to help.
Right.
So, like I said, whether it's a Zoom call, whether it's just a phone call, whether it's a letter or an email, we want to be that inspiration to help people and let them know that there are others out there struggling with this, and that there are support groups out there.
So how could people get in touch with you?
So the best way is, as I shared, papaspath.org. My sister monitors all of that on a regular basis. And our website is pretty all-encompassing. You'll actually see my father's story when you click on that. The video is there. They show him before the surgery and after the surgery. And that 3-minute video, I've probably watched it 50 times. And every time I watch it, the inspiration and the emotions that it evokes are pretty powerful. Now, it's my dad, and I know that, but everyone, to a man and to a woman that's watched that, is very inspired by that as well. And the hospital did an amazing, amazing job in creating this video and really helping drive the messaging. Also on our website is a video which shows and shares the walk from last year. So you can see all the walkers and the smiling faces and everybody that's just embraced our journey as a family. It's been absolutely mind-boggling of the people that have helped us and supported us, and just been engaged in wanting to contribute or participate in any way. And that's what to me is really exciting. Whether it's someone giving of their time or donating $20, it's showing that you're making a commitment to our family, and we are so thankful for that on a regular basis.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Cool. So check them out on the website and help them out, as we'll send you free gifts. So get your free hat, and it's good. It's for a good cause. So
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out, Jeff. I appreciate it. How does your head feel? Good?
It feels great.
So this should help you, get out there and keep on helping.
I'll look good too.
Exactly. You're going to look good while you help.
Right.
That's the great thing about getting haircuts and face shaves. Makes you feel good about yourself so you could give as well.
Absolutely.